Dun 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 dun. Wang 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 wang. Breaking news. Hi. I don't know why that came to my mind just now. I haven't heard that sound in so long. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Anyways.
Baby, you're the one and only. Baby, you've been on my mind. You know you don't have to be lonely.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Vivi and thank you for clicking on this video. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing well, and today's video is going to be on the music side. I know in the intro video when I first made this channel, I said there'd be like 3 main pillars: music, gaming, and some lifestyle content like vlogs and stuff like that. And I want to keep true to that, but I feel like I haven't really been posting a lot of music stuff lately, so here you go. You're welcome. Today's video is actually from an assignment I did for a music class for uni, so this may look a little bit more serious. I am not gonna look like this in the video because, like I said, this was for an assignment and I already submitted it, so I don't even know the mark yet. I'm just posting it on YouTube because I thought it was cool. It was fun to do and edit and make the whole presentation. I really kind of went crazy with all the embellishments and everything. After I made the video, I realized that it was just gonna kind of sit in my files because it's already submitted, and I have a whole edited video that's music related that I can just post to my channel. So hi, here you go. If you have not read the title, this video is going to be about Doja Cat's SCARLET rebrand, and I know Doja Cat is in a new era. I know she is on tour. I know that. I've listened to it. It's fire. I like it. I love it. I love Doja Cat. But just like I said before, this was specifically for like a rebrand assignment. We got to choose any artist we want, so obviously I chose Doja Cat. I chose her SCARLET album because that rebrand from like Pink and Planet Her to SCARLET was iconic, and it was huge and it was big, so it was a great thing to do for the assignment. Okay, that's why I did it, and I went to the SCARLET tour. So before we get into the video, because it's about like 9 minutes long, the rest of it's just gonna be that video to the end, I just wanted to preface this and give you a little bit of a heads up, because I know with this whole era and talking about Doja Cat and talking about the music industry and everything that's gone on, there's always somebody gonna come say something. So I wanted to preface things. One, like I said, this was a school assignment, so I had specific targets and specific things that were tailored only to the rebrand that I focused on. So there is not gonna be any discussion of intense drama that's not related to the album and her rebranding. This isn't a deep dive on Doja Cat and her journey and her life and her success and her stardom. It is just about the rebranding for the SCARLET album. So if you would like something like that, that is not going to be in this video. I'm so sorry. I did not talk about it. You can probably search up any other video about Doja Cat and someone's going to be talking about the 1,000,001 controversies that she's been dragged through and brought into and whipped around into and twirled and thrown in a circle, you know what I mean? So that's not gonna be this one right now. I'm sorry. The second thing I mainly wanted to preface is that, like I said before, I had a time limit of about 10 minutes, so I may be talking a little bit fast sometimes and it may seem a little bit choppy. I had 10 minutes. All right, as you can tell, this whole recording I'm doing right now was already like 4 minutes. I talk too much. So there were things that I had written down or things that I wanted to say that I didn't get to put in this video. But if you all enjoy it, and I wanted to kind of temp check by putting this out, if y'all think this was somewhat interesting or funny or cool, I would be 100% down to make an extended version of something like this. Or if you just like the rebrand analysis content of artists, please let me know if you have any recommendations of artists you would like me to do. I would love to go into a deep dive of more albums and the rebranding for the albums and how everyone felt about it, even get your take if you would like. It would be really, really fun for me because I enjoyed it, to be honest. But I will stop yapping before this video ends up being 24 minutes long, and most of it is just me talking in the beginning, and let you watch the video, and I hope you enjoy. I will be back definitely very soon with some gaming content and some more lifestyle content. I have like 2 vlogs I'm editing, and I have like 2 or 3 gaming videos I'm editing. I've been playing Peak, I've been playing Rivals, I've been playing a little bit of Apex recently, and it's been interesting. If you know from the deep dive, if you go back on this channel, I used to play Apex like years ago, and I stopped maybe like season 6. Like I was in the Olympus era and then it went away. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of that. So I hope you all stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure you subscribe for more content if you enjoy me, want to see more things. If any of that sounds interesting to you at all, please make sure to subscribe. I will see you all later, and enjoy the deep dive analysis video. Bye, cuties. Hey, my name is Vinicia, and today I'm going to be doing my assignment on the rebrand of Doja Cat, specifically her Scarlet album rebrand, her iconic rebrand if you ask me. But if you could not tell by that, I'm also a longtime Doja Cat fan. I think I've been listening to Doja Cat from her like So High single. I found it on my SoundCloud. This was before I even knew I was going into music fully. I just liked singing and I liked music, and I've been following her entire journey, and it has been a whirlwind to say the least, especially with the specific Scarlet release. So I'm excited to go over it. So come along with me, and we're going to talk about the rebirth in red of Doja Cat, basically her entire rebranding of her identity for the Scarlet album. So I have a few things I want to talk about. There's a little bit of a list, but I'll try to go by fast. I have some clips I'm going to show you in between, so if I pause for a minute, there's probably going to be a clip playing next to me, or something going on, or some points that'll be popping out left and right of me. I'll probably think of them as I'm editing this, so if you see any of those, then you can just watch out. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of an introduction into Doja Cat. So Doja Cat, or Amala, I'm not going to try to fully pronounce her entire name because I feel like I'm going to butcher it, but I do know Amala is how you pronounce her first name because she has said it before in interviews.
Your name, I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Amala.
Amala, perfect.
Ratna.
Okay, yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Zandile.
Yes.
Dlamini.
Yeah.
That's good. South African front to back.
Yeah.
And she also has an album called Amala, so we know that at least. She was born in 1995 and basically lives in Los Angeles. She actually grew up in New York for a little bit and got her inspiration from there, as well as like Nicki Minaj, Pharrell, Erykah Badu. She's talked about it a bunch throughout her entire journey, and you can kind of see it in the way that she puts out music and has these eras. So this entire album makes sense, but I will get more into it, but that's just my take on it. A lot of people found her from her So High single from SoundCloud, but after that, coming out with singles in 2018 like Moo, there was no way she was not gonna creep up in everyone's playlist, or at least on the radio when that song came out. So it basically bumped her into pop stardom, and she's been going ever since. So now I'm gonna go into a little bit about her pre-rebrand era, so more on like the Hot Pink and the Planet Her era, so like just before Scarlet came out, when everyone was in love with her, and I mean everyone. In November of 2019 is when Doja came out with Hot Pink, and this was kind of her breakout album for a lot of people. It was the first time that they were really seeing her. If you didn't come from like the SoundCloud era, it really pushed her into the public eye a lot. It was really playful, flirtatious, and like fun and pink. It was hot pink, you know what I mean? Did you see how that made sense? In June of 2021 is when she came out with Planet Her, which was definitely a little bit more sensual. It had a little bit more confidence to it. A lot of people deemed it as very mainstream though. It had more of an R&B feel. It wasn't just straight pop as people felt like Hot Pink were. It had more of an R&B lean to it, which for me, I loved. I thought both of these albums were great, but this also came with a lot of comments and criticisms and labels like being an industry plant, which, you know, you have to, it comes with the territory, I guess. But what I don't think a lot of people were expecting was, following this, though she was in the territory, she also has every right to burn that idea that they have made for themselves for her as an artist down. And I think Scarlet was basically her saying, yeah, I'm gonna burn it down now. I'm kind of done now. Now we're gonna go on to the rebrand, the Scarlet album, everybody, the Scarlet era that basically took the music industry by storm when it came out. It was insane, it was crazy, it was different. It was what a lot of people considered not Doja Cat. On September 22nd of 2023, Doja released Scarlet and basically blew the music industry by storm, having people either love it or hate it. You had people saying she was breaking boundaries and starting new trends and changing for the better, and a lot of people that were angry, saying that it was an angry album, that it was demonic, it was evil, and that everything else was just a cash grab to get our attentions, and this is the real evil her. To be fair, this did not come without prompting, because Doja Cat herself at one point made a tweet saying that all her other albums were cash grabs, which I think definitely put eyes more onto the album and had people talking. So basically Doja Cat had decided she wanted to kill her old persona, and she did it very, very, very noticeably, and very much so in all red, if you will. I mean, there's not much more imagery and visualization than you can get than that. She basically took the images that people were making for themselves of her as this industry puppet and kind of chewed it up and put them back in their faces. But this also raised a lot of theories just regarding the fact that she was repositioning herself very well within her audience marketplace. Along with this, at this time, it really cemented her whole identity of authenticity. It really showed that she wasn't going to let anybody, not even the people who support her and really want to be with her and loved her pop era and said they were with her for life, she was willing to shatter those images of her for her authenticity. It really gave her some brand differentiation, in my opinion. It's helped her stand out. Next, I'm going to be talking about the fan and media reactions to SCARLET, because I feel like this is very major and very important when talking about branding, whether or not it's good, how it was, and the journey that it took her through as an artist to go through the SCARLET rebrand in the first place. One thing that I really noticed, and a question that stood out to me, was whether or not a rebrand can still succeed even if it divides your audience, especially to the extent of which Doja Cat's audience divided when SCARLET came out. There were three main things I noticed, or big takeaways from fan and media reactions, that really played a role in kind of relaying whether or not this was a good idea for her. One would be the backlash, two would be the social media sentiment and how everyone felt about it, and the media coverage she got from doing this whole SCARLET album release and everything that went on with this rebranding. As for the backlash, a lot of fans accused her of being really ungrateful, ignoring them, and some people even telling her fans to get a job because they just were way too ride or die for her in these trying times of her life when she was going crazy, I guess. Along with the overall sentiment that she had some follower losses and divisions from this. You had people who said that it was one of her best albums, something that transcended what creativity was at the time. People really loved it, but also people ranking it as probably their least favorite album that she's ever put, and possibly de-ranking her in their artist list solely because of this album. As for the media, they really praised it overall, as they do with most artists coming out with crazed things that have no easily seen adverse messages in them, I guess. But they definitely criticized her for her execution of the entire thing, which a lot of people say wasn't the best. I don't know, some people said that it was distasteful and that it shook up too many things, especially for someone who is as popular as her after her Hot Pink and Planet Her albums. Just to give you a little bit of perspective as to how this rebranding of Doja Cat could really bring some new collaborations and things her way. So hear me out, this isn't real, but hear me out. Fenty Beauty, or like Fenty Skin with Doja Cat. I see where I'm going with everything. It makes a little bit of sense. Fenty Beauty and Doja Cat both really align on the fact that they really value creative expression and experimentation. There's so many different things that I saw in Doja Cat's SCARLET press release photos that I thought had to be a makeup ad or would have been a makeup ad in some sort of way, especially with all the red. As soon as I saw it, I thought it had something to do with Fenty because it reminded me of Rihanna a little bit. With their values and as well as their audiences that would fairly be aligned with Rihanna's previous career as an artist, kind of matching up to the R&B pop scene that Doja Cat's in, and people have talked about them in similar veins. I feel like it could be a good connection that they could make, I'm just saying. Doja's entire switch from Planet Her and Hot Pink into SCARLET really highlights a lot of concepts that we've talked about in class before, honestly, and really put them in perspective that I didn't think about before. Not only did she shift her target audience, but did so in a way that allowed her to enter a whole new niche. Doja Cat had some edgy sides to her. Everyone knew that even in her Planet Her album, she had some funny jokes and just side humor. She was part of meme culture to begin with. But this new take on it really put a serious but unserious spin in the weirdest way possible. So as for some personal reflections over this whole rebranding, I think it was really well done, and in what people would say otherwise, a kind of controlled way. I think she definitely had some trade-offs, but she probably knew that going in, as any artist does. Doing a rebranding is risky, whether or not it's internationally or locally. But I guess the real takeaway from it is you can either alienate yourself in the good way or the bad way. There was a lot of high risk with brand changes like this, and Doja had to have known that going into it. So there was a lesson learned that you have to be able to go and actually do it. You can't always follow trends. You have to make them. And in this case, Doja Cat did. SCARLET was a trendsetter. It really shook up the music industry, made everyone turn heads. Being able to embrace those boundaries and really make them your own is what I think Doja Cat did. And what little kind of messages or motives you can push with the rebranding that you want to make a staple in your artist journey and career. So I hope you enjoyed watching. It's been so much fun doing this, and I'm so excited to do other projects in the future like this. And I hope you enjoyed watching. I'll see you later.